Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Backstar Boxing. Now, Deontay Wilder versus Stirverne 2 is happening, man. A lot of people were disappointed because they feel like Stirverne didn't deserve this mandatory spot because his lack of opponents in 3 years. Now, my argument is, man, Stirverne is not given the credit he deserves. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, it's not a secret that Bermane Stirverne tried to fight top opponents and like Povetkin, and he got popped for steroids. Now Bermane Stirverne traveled to Russia to fight Povetkin, and he got popped for steroids. And you gotta understand, when you fight, when you're trying to fight someone, and it's a week before the fight, you pay for training partners, you travel, you're paying your managers, you're paying for promotion, and you didn't get the fight. So you came up with a loss. You lost money because that guy didn't fight you. And when that happened, Povetkin was taken off all the rankings. And they replaced him with Duopa. And in my opinion, if you're gonna fight a guy and he pops up dirty, you should automatically take that guy's ranking, man. And you should just take his ranking. Now we all know Povetkin was the whole point of Povetkin and Bermane Stirverne fighting in the first place was to see who becomes the mandatory in the first place at all. So that fight was going to happen, and Bermane Stirverne was going to legitimize himself by fighting Povetkin, win, lose, or draw. I'm really disappointed in people not giving Bermane Stirverne credit for actually fighting him because he was supposed to fight him. He should get credit for that. He should take a W because he took a L financially in that fight because he paid for so much. He paid for his promoters. He's paid for his trainers. He paid for his sparring partners. He paid for everything. He even traveled to Russia. The fight was going to happen in Russia. So that's one fight that was going to fight. And a lot of people feel like Povetkin can beat Deontay Wilder. Some people feel like Povetkin's fighting better opposition. He actually stopped Carlos Takam in less time than Anthony Joshua stopped Carlos Takam. So I mean, a lot of these factors play into Bermane Stirverne so-called not deserving this mandatory spot when he actually does because he would have fought Povetkin and that would have definitely legitimized himself. That's just one opponent. Now I'm getting on to the second one. The second opponent he was supposed to fight was Dominic Brazil. Now he was supposed to fight. That was supposed to be the co-main event for Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz fight, but guess what? Luis Ortiz popped dirty for steroids. So the only reason why that fight didn't happen is because Bermane Stirverne had to replace the main event guy. And Dominic Brazil is an incredible fighter. He went pretty far with Anthony Joshua, 8 rounds. He had a granite chin. He went far. He came back and knocked out undefeated Izu Ignoa, which is a huge deal. People don't talk about that, but they need to talk about it because Dominic Brazil, Izu Ignoa trains with Joseph Parker. And that being said, he's training with a world-class actual champion at heavyweight. There's only a couple of those in the world. Right now, there's only 3 of them. So that's really a big deal, man. I'm really disappointed that people aren't giving Bermane Stirverne the credit he deserves because Dominic Brazil, A-level chin with B-level skills, phenomenal fighter, tall guy, 6'7", huge guy. He would have had the size advantage, he would have the reach advantage, he would have had basically every advantage over Bermane Stirverne. And he was supposed to fight him, but it didn't happen, and that was beyond his control. So I think that the fighters Bermane Stirverne was trying to fight, it gives him legitimacy as to why he's still the number one mandatory. And I think he actually deserves this fight with Deontay Wilder. People just don't want to give Bermane Stirverne the credit because they know he's probably going to get knocked out. I mean, that's all it is, in my opinion. So I'm really shocked that people aren't giving Bermane Stirverne credit. Believe me, if Bermane Stirverne knocked out Povetkin and knocked out Brazil, people will be talking about how Deontay Wilder is ducking Bermane Stirverne. I guarantee it. The fact that Bermane Stirverne couldn't fight him because of reasons beyond his control, it's not Bermane Stirverne's fault. And those, in my opinion, those are the top heavyweights right now. Dominic Brazil is probably he's a top heavyweight. If it's not a champion, the only person above like a Dominic Brazil is probably right now that's actually battle tested is probably a Luis Ortiz, and he had the title WBA regular title. So you can consider Ortiz the champion. So in my opinion, Dominic Brazil is probably top 3 easy as one of the best at the heavyweight right now because he's battle tested. He's fought and came back and beaten elite level fighters, right? Right. I already told you how he beat Izzy Ignoir. He knocked out Mir Manzoor. You know what I mean? He had some pretty good fights, man. So I mean, people not giving Bermane Stirverne credit, they're just haters, and they probably know Bermane Stirverne will probably lose this fight. But it will be a whole nother tone and tune if he would have got the fights he was supposed to get, right? Like I said, the reason why he didn't get the Bermane Stirverne didn't get the fights is because of problems outside of his control. You can't, some other guy wants to take steroids, that's up to him, you know what I mean? And it happened to Bermane Stirverne twice as to why he couldn't get the fight, right? The first one was Povetkin, he just took steroids. Luis Ortiz messed up the whole card, so Bermane Stirverne he stepped up. He stepped up, So, people need to give Bermane Stirverne some credit. I think this is going to be a great fight. I mean, everyone's disappointed. Believe me, I was really disappointed when Povetkin took steroids, and I really wanted to see that fight against Bermane Stirverne and Povetkin, Same thing, Dominic Brazil. I was looking forward to that fight. I was actually looking forward to Dominic Brazil versus Bermane Stirverne. That would have been a really good fight, So, I mean, people want to see Bermane prove himself, but he was trying to prove himself, and he stepped up to the situation, So, I mean, people need to give Bermane Stirverne some credit, and if he would have got through those fights, Bermane Stirverne, if he would have won those fights, people would be singing a whole nother tune. They probably, I mean, let's be honest. If Bermane Stirverne knocked out Povetkin and knocked out Dominic Brazil, people would be clamoring for Bermane Stirverne, Deontay Wilder too. And the fact that didn't happen is not Bermane Stirverne's fault. So let me know how you guys feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobasing Empire.